One second. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Today is October the 5th, 2025. We're really just beginning a new month. We're just really getting started in the the fourth quarter of 2025. So this is the last stretch of the year. So it's already starting off interesting because we got a lot of things going on. We got a government shutdown going on. A lot of these things, a lot of narratives playing out. So a lot of pump faking with the market and price action. We're going to get into it, but we're definitely let's see if we can end the year strong in the fourth quarter. Who all we got in the building? Well, good afternoon, Shep. Shout out to you, man. Win Lambo, just kidding. You already know, man. Don't get on my bad side now. It's all good. Who we all got in the building, man? Who's all in the building? Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. Tap into the Discord, tap into the Patreon. Let me get a quick roll call. Y'all shout out where y'all from. City, state, your country, your region, whatever y'all want to shout out, go ahead and shout it out. So we can acknowledge who's in the building. What's up, Louis? Louis in the building. Shout out to Louis in the building. Who else we got in the building, man? Shout out where y'all from. It's October. The seasons are changing in the US. So we're starting to get into that fall season. That summer heat is getting out of here. I live in the South, so it's starting to cool down a little bit. But fall is definitely here. We're about to be in Halloween. Next thing you know, Thanksgiving. Next thing you know, Christmas. And then next thing you know, New Year's. And then we're going to start the cycle all over again. All right. So let's finish the year strong. If you're working, finish strong. They're definitely setting these markets up to rally. Just got to get through the manipulation in time. These markers are coded based on time, so a lot of y'all still don't understand that these markets are ran by a time-based algorithm. Who else we got in the building? What's up, Mudvayne, Baton Rouge, Louisiana in the building. We got Idaho in the building. We got Denver, Colorado in the building. Shout out to Denver, man. Shout out to Denver. All right. So what's the sentiment like out there, man? Y'all getting tired? Are you impatient? Are you getting drained? What's the sentiment like out there? Are y'all had enough? Are y'all tired? What y'all expect for the fourth quarter? Because right now prices are just consolidating. Prices are just consolidating. Going to get into it here in a second. On this one, I'm going to be more technical. We're going to get into a deep dive as far as price action and technical analysis. So make sure if you want to learn this skill, tap into the Discord. All right. The link is in the description for the Patreon. We're going to give a more technical breakdown. So get your pen and your paper. Bring your thinking caps. And this one is going to be more technical. Shep, you said I'm bullish, just waiting patiently. Yeah, man, everybody's waiting patiently. In the meantime, me and my community, we over here trading the futures markets. We're trading the NASDAQ and the S&P and they got the Dow. They got different instruments. Those are markets where we can go in there and cash flow and really distract ourselves because it ain't all about just crypto. It's about everything. I'm going to cover everything too. If you don't know, gold still breaking out. Silver right there at the all-time high. So I'm going to look at silver and gold as well. All right, so let's come over to some prices. All right. We got XRP currently trading at $2.96. So I'm going to give y'all a breakdown of XRP. We got XLM trading at 39 cents. We got XDC trading at 7 pennies. We got HBAR trading at 21 cents. We got Bitcoin 122,000. It did break all-time high, so I missed that. I wasn't paying attention to the markets. But Bitcoin did go up and take out the all-time high. So the previous all-time high was 124,501. And the new all-time high is 125,686. So Bitcoin took out the all-time high. When did it do it? I'm gonna have to look at it. Let me see. Let's go down to the weekly. I'm gonna go down to the daily. When did Bitcoin break the all-time high? Oh, it did it today. Wouldn't you know? It went up there, took out the all-time high, and now it's kind of retracing. We'll look at Bitcoin as well. We got Ethereum trading at 4,400. It too almost, it's right there under the all-time high. So it's looking like it wants to reach for that. We got Quant trading at 101. We got DAG, 2 pennies. What else we got for you? We got IOTA trading at 18 cents. IOTA is still a steal. Algorand, 21 cents. So we still got a lot of discounts in the market for some major assets, some major digital assets. So don't sleep on these that are still at a discount. We got ICP trading at 452. We got Sologenic trading at 23 cents. We got Solana trading at 228. We got Flare Network down to 2 pennies at a discount. Cardano, 83 cents. We got Chainlink trading at 22 cents. What else we got? We got Zbeck trading at 0.00. Still under $1, but it's moving up. We got Ondo trading at 91 cents. We got SHX trading at 1 penny. We got Sui trading at 354. We got VeChain trading at 2 pennies. Axelar, 29 cents. Aave, 284. Velo, 1 penny. What else we got? And we got some minor ones. I ain't gonna call them minor, but we got XSwap, 3 pennies. Hyperliquid, $47. Chronos, 20 cents. Block V, 1 penny. Render, 347. Tron, 34 cents. Avalanche, $29. And DIA, 55 cents. What's up, Gabrielle? Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, Gabrielle. Bitcoin hit 125 last night. We're gonna look at it. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. All right. Smash that like button. What's up, Lenny? Shout out to you. Shout out to Gabrielle, all the Discord members. Shout out to y'all, man. I look forward to the week coming up. I'm always waiting for the market to open. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to do with myself sometimes on the weekend because I'm always anticipating the market to open. So I feel like I need to be in there taking trades. It's addictive, but you got to know what you're doing. All right. It's addictive, but you got to know what you're doing. So Sunday open. We don't have no news tomorrow. We don't have no news on Tuesday. Let's look at the economic calendar right quick. Let's look at the economic calendar. It says U.S. government data may be impacted by the shutdown, tentative. So they've been pretty much canceling all the economic news because of the U.S. government shutdown. Y'all let me know in the chat. When do they resolve this? Some of y'all that might work in government on the federal end, what's the word? How long do y'all see this lasting? Because it is having impact on the markets, whether you like it or not. It is having influence on the market. So government shutdown, what's next? That's all I gotta say. Everything I feel like is planned, but what's next? Government shutdown. Y'all predict to me when is it gonna end? Is it gonna end by October? Is it gonna go into November? Is it gonna go into December? How long do they want to drag this out? I don't think for long, but we'll see. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. You never know. All right, let me see. What else I got for y'all? I think I got some stocks for y'all as well. Let's look at some stocks. All right, looking at the stocks. All right, we got Apple. Apple right under all-time high is trading at $258. We got Nvidia at all-time highs, 187. We got Microsoft, $517 per share. Amazon shares, $219. We got Meta, $710. We got Tesla stocks, $429. Alphabet or Google trading at $245. We got Palantir trading at $173. What else we got? We got the indexes. We got the S&P 500 trading at $6,764. That's crazy. We got the NASDAQ index, 24,000, just shy under 25, right under $25,000. We got Coinbase trading at $380 per share. We got Netflix on a retracement, $1,153 for Netflix. That's insane. Netflix getting into like sports broadcasting. So Netflix, I understand why that share is rallying. They're branching out. We got Oracle trading at 286. We got Berkshire Hathaway, $750,000. Broadcom. Wait a minute. Let me go back right quick. Let's look again. Let's just say this again. Berkshire Hathaway, $750,000 per share. Can you imagine that? What happens when one of these Bitcoin ain't even priced at that level? But it is what it is. Broadcom, 338. We got Circle. Y'all remember Circle dropped? They went public a few months ago. And when they opened up at about $69 and the high was at $298. So the all-time high for Circle was $298. You know, Circle, the stablecoin company, now it's currently trading at $145. I would say it's at a discount. So you might want to get some Circle. Let me read the comment. Yep. Shep, the YouTuber sold all his XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. Yep, we know who you talking about, man. We know who you talking about. Yep. I know what y'all talking about in the chat. Make sure y'all subscribe now. Subscribe to the channel, all right? Help me get the subscribers up. Still trying to grow. All right, what else I got for y'all as far as prices? And if y'all want me to cover anything, let me know. We got gold. Gold trading at $3,886 while the government is shut down, while they continue to print capital, create debt, and issue money and create capital. Gold, which is real solid money, is starting to rally. I mean, not starting to rally. It's continuing to break all-time highs. And right behind it, that's not slowing down. It's actually starting to pick up. We got silver. We're going to look into these a little bit more closely. But we got silver, $47. The all-time high is $49. So it's really going to blow through that. Silver is in a buy program. A buy program is pretty much when price continuously rallies higher. So it's algorithmic term. It's in the buy program. And I see it blowing through this all-time high and just continue to go. That's what I see. What's up, Night Owl? Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody that's locked in, man. Shout out to everybody that's locked in. All right. So what else we got? All right. Let's go ahead and look at XRP. Let me bring y'all over to the main screen. Let's go ahead and look at XRP. Make sure y'all tap in. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Do I need to make that smaller? I feel like I need to make that smaller right quick. 1 second. All right. We good. All right, so we sitting here on XRP chart. You know what I'm saying? We're sitting on XRP chart. I'm sitting on the 3-month time frame. The reason why is because it represents the quarters. So every 3-month candle represents 3 months within a year. All right, so we're currently in the 4th quarter. It only takes 4 of these candles to print for a yearly cycle. If you've been watching me, y'all should know that. So I'm really zoomed out. I'm getting a high time frame perspective in price. I'm zooming out, getting a long-term perspective, not just a high time frame, a long-term perspective, because we have 2 months and 27 days until this candle completes. And at the end of this completion of this candle, that will be the end of the year, and we will roll over into 2026. So let me show you right quick where we're currently trading. We're currently in a buy program. So nothing is bearish about XRP. Nothing is bearish about a lot of these cryptos like Bitcoin. We're in a buy program. We're continuously rallying higher, taking out liquidity above the market. It's seeking new levels in price. Shep, I watch less and less YouTube, but boss is authentic and transparent. I appreciate it, Shep. Yeah, man. And as you see, I don't go live as like I frequently as I usually do because I'm authentic and transparent. I got to take a break from this shit. I don't want to be YouTubing all day. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it ain't paying nothing. I enjoy YouTube. I enjoy doing this, but you can, when the market is quiet, I don't want to be on YouTube all day when it's really quiet because it doesn't, y'all are not entertained. A lot of people are just burnt out. So I will just, if I'm on here teaching the concepts, that's a different, everybody ain't here to learn actually how to trade. My target audience my primary people that I want to target are people that want to learn this skill set. learning technical analysis, learning how to trade, whether that's long-term investing, whether that's short-term swing trading, day trading, whatever. I'm catering to those people. So for the people that want to learn how to do this, that's who I cater to. But as far as lying every day and talking about clickbait shit, I don't have time for that. All right. Now there's some slight clickbait there, but I'm not going to the extreme to where it's like, scamish. I'm not going to do that. So sitting on the 3-month time frame, all right? Sitting on the 3-month time frame. If you're following along, that's what I advise y'all to do. So if you're somebody who's watching me and you really like what I do and you like to understand this, you need to be pulling up your own charts and pretty much copying what I'm showing you, understanding what I'm showing you. Yep, appreciate it, Lenny. Appreciate it. You need to be pretty much copying what I'm showing you, all right? You need to pull up your own chart. So on your own platform, on your computer, on your tablet. I don't like to do this on the phone. You do this from a computer or a tablet. You need to be signing up with TradingView. You need to be pulling up these charts so you can have your own perspective. You don't have to just depend on me. You can start understanding by yourself and being independent. That's what I'm over here teaching y'all how to do. How many people is going to be transparent like that and just tell you, like, look, learn from me, and then I'm going to bring you to the water, but I can't make you drink it. You have to drink it yourself. So I'm getting a long-term view on price. I'm looking at XRP. On the 3-month time frame, one of the main things, we're at premium levels. So the market goes from a premium to a discount to a premium. The main thing I'm looking at is this wick over here. What do we call this wick on the 3-month time frame? What do we call this wick? What do we call that? I'm waiting on y'all. What do we call that? Make sure y'all smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. All right, trying to give y'all a deep breakdown. What's up, Victor? Ghost Pool. Yep, shout out to you, Victor. It's a ghost pool. All right, ghost pool. So let me explain ghost pools a little bit more to y'all. All right, let me explain a little bit more to y'all. Ghost pools are no different than fair value gaps. We treat wicks. So whenever you see large wicks, we treat those wicks just like fair value gaps. I'm treating it like a gap. So whenever y'all see me highlight my gaps, you see I draw a rectangle, and then we got the midway point, and then we got the upper and lower quadrants or gradient levels. All right. And you will be amazed how pinpoint accurate price will refer to these levels. So let me just calibrate one of these right quick. I'm gonna calibrate this one. And what I mean by calibrate, I'm going to pretty much take the same price for the wick high and the opening price down here. So the high of this candle is 3317. And I'm going to calibrate it with the coordinate settings on this wick or this Fibonacci tool. And yes, I'm in teaching mode today. I feel like teaching. I don't feel like entertaining. I just feel like locking in. You know what I'm saying? It's time to lock in. So if you're not locked in, I don't know what else to tell you, right? Like I don't got time to be playing on YouTube. We got to lock in because it's the fourth quarter, and a lot of people are going to be shooking out. A lot of people are going to be selling, etc. So it takes time. This is work, all right? This is work. So as I calibrate the ghost pool, all right, now it's calibrated. So these levels are pinpoint accurate. So let's just go back to let's say, what was it? Last October. We're in October this year, right? So last October, well, I'm gonna go down to the monthly. So on the monthly time frame, last October, we was consolidating. Last October, we was in a consolidation right here. We're just ranging back and forth. All right, in a tight consolidation that lasts multiple years. We was in a consolidation that lasted for multiple years. All right, sideways consolidation. If y'all been here, y'all understand what this was about. For y'all that don't understand what it's about, let's say for y'all in the chat. All right, for y'all that watch me, y'all that subscribe to me, y'all in the Discord. What kind of candle is this? I can use many things, but what kind of this down close candle right here? What do we call that? All right, what do we call that? This candle formed in December 2020. Isn't December 2020 when the lawsuit hit? Y'all remember that? Yes, Shep. It's an order block. It's a bullish order block. So down closed candles are bullish order blocks. Up closed candles are bearish order blocks. Yes. So December 2020, that's when the lawsuit hit. So what did they do? They dropped it down all the way down to 17 cents. All right. So once that order block forms, once that order block forms, it's not random. This shit is coded into price. We rally away. All right. We drop down to discount, and we didn't just drop down to any random level. All right. We didn't just drop down to nothing. All right. So in the chat, what kind of candle is this right here? What is this down close candle? What do we call that? And I can use many different tools or whatnot. I can use all kind of things, but what kind of candle is this? And this candle formed in March 2020. So ahead of the order, Shep, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Shep. I'm gonna show you right quick, Shep. You're not wrong. I'm gonna show you. If you see in it, don't let your eyes deceive you. Boom. All right. There you go, Gabrielle. That's an order block. So this order block formed in March 2020. Once we rally up, Gabrielle, you already know that's a change in the state of delivery. All right. We pierced that order block. So we went from bearish to bullish, just like that. We know, yes, we know when the market is going to shift. Then we retrace down how many times we tapped that order block. 1, 2, 3. On that third candle right here, we rally up. And that right there is a false breakout, just like that. And then, well, it was going to break out. And then bad news hit December 2020. And then they drop price down to the order block one more time. You think it's random? That's not random at all. That's not random. So if I take the midway point of this order block, so what I'm gonna do is take a Fibonacci, drop it down to the midway point, just like that. Look at the bodies. I'm not concerned about the wicks. I'm not so concerned about the wicks. All right. I'm more concerned about the bodies of the candles. The wick is going down and taking out liquidity. All right. But look where the bodies of the candles are. Look at the bodies. We drop down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. The bodies don't go below the midway point. We stay above the midway point. And that was during the lawsuit time. And then once the lawsuit hits, they drop it down to a discount to offer smart money a discount. They rally it up. They rally. They go up to a certain key level on lower time frames. And then they drop it back down to this order block right here. You see that order block? The lawsuit order block. That's what I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it the lawsuit order block. Let me see right quick. That's the lawsuit order block in December 2020. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna highlight the opening price. See that right there? Opening price. And then I'm gonna roughly measure the midway point. So I'm gonna take this Fibonacci, and I'm going to drag it from the opening down to the close, just like that. And yeah, Shep, let me go back right quick. I'm going to go back. Shep, yes, you are right. That's an order block, right, Shep? And then also, Shep, there was a BISI. So you was not wrong in highlighting this BISI right here. Buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. All that is extra confluence that this shit is offering a discount and is very bullish. Because we drop down into it and then we expand higher and we rally up. So after the lawsuit, they drop it down from 17 cents. And a few months later, they take it to 196. And guess what? They drop it back down. This is the manipulation. They just dropping it back down inside of this order block. And once it goes down inside the order block, we consolidate. Yes, we drop below the midway point. But look, do you think it's random? Do y'all think it's random that the bodies of the candles, 1 second. Do you think it's random that the bodies of the candles are respecting these levels in price? Look how the bodies of the candles are respecting the midway point or the order block. How many times we touch it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. All right. And as long as we stay below the opening price, as long as we're down here below the opening price of the order block, they are offering themselves a deep discount. Now, look how long this lasted. So once we traded back down, so I remember when I was heavily buying XRP, I was waiting. I waited for several months. All right. I waited for several months. It went up. So April 2021, May, June, July. So when it dropped back down in June, I was a buyer down at discount. I was buying it at about 55 cents right here. All right. And then when it rallied above it, I'm sitting on the sidelines waiting because that's at a premium. I don't want to be buying nothing at a premium. I need to see it come back down lower. So what it does, it drops back down lower. And then imagine saving capital for, 4 or 5 months. Imagine sitting on the sidelines and just stacking your capital for several months. And then now you're waiting to see if it come down to the midway point. And as we drop below the order block, as we drop inside the order block, I'm sitting there preserving my capital until we get to the midway point of the order block. And then once we start dropping down to the midway point of the order block, I'm accumulating in this deep discount down here below the midway point. The midway point was 44 cents. And then I'm getting in at 33 cents heavily. So imagine accumulating at these levels right here below the midway point. And I'm talking dropping racks on racks on racks. You know what I'm saying? Dropping racks on racks on racks at a deep discount. And then as we rally above it, yeah, I'm still willing to buy because we're still at discount. But I got too spoiled. I was too spoiled buying it in here between 33 cents and 44 cents. I was very spoiled. All right. That was a nice accumulation phase. But I was willing to also buy in this range from 44 cents to 55 cents. You see what I'm saying? Now, as we go above the 44 cent level and 55 cent level, to me, that was too rich for my blood. I did not want to purchase that. I did not want that at that premium. Even though that was at a good discount still, I wanted that deeper discount below the market. And that's exactly what I was getting, below the 50. And in my last purchase, you see July 2024, that was the end of the summer last year. Well, midsummer, not the end of the summer. I remember XRP dropped down to about 38 cents right here. So it drops back below the midway point several times. 1, 2, 3. And then they consolidated. And then in October 2024, it consolidated. And then boom, in November 2024, the second month of the fourth quarter, we got that explosive price action and all the hype, all the mania, all that came into the market. Everybody was XRP experts. Where they at now? Where's all the community? Where's everybody at now that was like, I'm talking about the new people that came into YouTube and social media and they was making ads and shit like that. It was XRP, and then it died down just like that. But guess who didn't go nowhere? Us. We didn't go nowhere. A lot of us that watch me, we didn't go nowhere. We still here. And what have they been doing ever since? They've been ranging inside of a ghost pool. So we went from a discount. We started taking up liquidity above the market. And now we're ranging inside of this area right here, inside of this ghost pool. So I'm going to drop down from a monthly down to a weekly. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Subscribe. All right. Subscribe. So as I drop down to the weekly, you can see that night, those several weeks back in November. So the first week of November, do we see the same thing this year? What y'all think? Y'all think November is the month that we start seeing action? Are we setting up for, I really believe we're setting up right now. It's already showing signs that we want to break out. But are we setting up? Are we setting up for that October, November, December rally again? Because guess what? We at that point and we're about to hit that next phase. So that's why I say finish strong. Whatever you got going on in life, make sure you're finishing strong to get through what you got to get through so we can see that next level in price. And I also predicted this as well. People were saying, get that God candle or whatnot. No, we're going to have, so for example, these consecutive candles right here, those are God candles. Those are God candles. And then guess what? The entire year we consolidate. And then we got 2 extra candles right there. We ran out the all-time high. Now we're retracing, reloading. So they're reloading the clip. All right. They're reloading the clip. Loading the ammo up to send it again. All right. I'm gonna show you here in a minute what I mean. So I had to just walk you back in price. I gotta walk you back in price to just show you perspective and narrative. I got to show you the narrative behind price and what they've been doing, because none of this shit is random. It's all algorithmic. It's not random at all. So now we know we're in a ghost pool on the weekly, right? So look at the levels. So let's look at the current week, which is about to end in 2.5 hours. All right. The current candle, which is the current week, The official week of October doesn't start until today. So in 2 hours, 8 o'clock p.m., the new month will begin. Even though on the monthly time frame, it says we're in October, we're still trading in the the last week of September's candle. So this new candle that's about to print here in 2.5 hours, that's going to be the new month of October. So in October, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 candle prints on the weekly time frame. Do you see right now? So we're inside of that ghost pool on the 3 months. Do you see how the bodies of the candles are respecting that level? Do I need to, let me zoom out? Do I need to zoom out? So top left is going to be the 3 month time frame, right? Top left is the 3 month. Bottom left is going to be, let's say, the weekly. And over here on the right is my intraday time frame, right? Intraday time frame. So I'm going to go, let's say, out to the hourly time frame. So you can see us on the top left, we rally up. We're sitting at that 0.25 level. I don't know if y'all can see. You might have to zoom in or whatnot. We at that 0.25 level right there. That's where we're currently trading. And then at the bottom left on the weekly, we're trading right there at that level. It's not random that we're just hovering right there. Do you think that's random? I don't think that's random. Why are we just trading right there at that level? Do y'all ever ask why? Well, are you curious? Because I don't assume you to I don't expect you to know why it's doing that, but shouldn't that pique your interest? Like, shouldn't that make you like question things like what is this guy talking about? We're gonna take a closer look. So let me go back down, let me zoom back out. Let's go down to the daily. Let's go down to the daily. Out to the daily time frame. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. What I'm about to do is I'm about to throw up my, let me see, where is it at? Boom, right here. All right, so I threw up this tool that I use. Y'all should know what it is in the Discord if you've been through the lessons, or I've done this publicly on my channel many times. So I'm looking at roughly 120 trading days. All right, so I'm breaking it down because the markets, I just gave you a long-term perspective. Now I'm about to look at it from a long-term / near-term perspective. So I got this anchor tool. So I anchor this tool on my chart, and it gives me roughly 120 trading days perspective. So right here on this vertical trend line, everything to the left of it is 20, 40, 60 trading days. Everything to the right of it is 20, 40, 60 trading days. So everything to the left is looking back in price. I'm looking back at price to see, okay, where's their liquidity? Where's the liquidity at? And where is the inefficiencies at? If you don't know what inefficiencies are, they're fair value gaps, they're ghost pools, order blocks, etc. All right, so that's what I'm looking. I'm looking back. So if I take let's say a ruler, and I highlight this area in price, I'm looking back roughly 60 trading days in time. Altogether, it's 120 trading days. So if I look forward in time to the right of the vertical trend line, that's another 60 days projecting out forward. Altogether, that's 120 trading days. So what my concern is right now is, let's break it down a little bit more. Let's define it a little bit more in price. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel, all right, if you're brand new. And we are looking at your favorite asset, XRP, if you're into that. Now I'm zooming in on price right now. I'm going to zoom in on price. And what I'm going to focus on is the past 20 trading days. So what I like to do is I like to start on the current candle. Every day that passes by, I start on the current candle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look back 20 trading days. So I like to take a ruler because it's fast and efficient. And boom. That's the past 20 trading days right there. All right, you see that? That's the current range that we're trading in. That's the current trading range that we're in. Do y'all understand that? Press 1 if y'all understand. Press 1 if you understand. Is this too technical or are you learning? Some of y'all already know how to do this. So I'm focusing on, I'm aware of everything to the left, but I'm focusing on this range right here in the past 20 trading days. That's what I'm focusing on. 1 second. All right. So within that past 20 trading days, I'm going to find, let's say, the highest high and the lowest low. So let me highlight that for you. Boom, right there. All right. So what I just did was I highlighted the highest high and the lowest low. Before I do that right quick, let's go out to the weekly one time. On the weekly time frame, just for engagement, what is this right here that we call this candle, this large bullish candle, this large green candle that's only going in one direction? What do we call that? It's already highlighted for you, but what do we refer to that as? What do we refer to that as? Yep, it's a BISI. Buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency on the weekly time frame. So that's a higher time frame inefficiency in price. All right. Now, if we just study order flow, so we rallied up, and then we broke down gradually to come down to discount. All right. We came down to discount just like that. And as we drop it down into discount, they're making it efficient. Also, another thing you can do with your fair value gaps, you can take a Fibonacci from the top of the gap down to the bottom, and you can grade those gaps just like that. All right. So you have more levels that price can refer to if we come down lower. All right. So once I drop down from the weekly down to the daily, we're getting in sync with order flow. Order flow is pretty much the direction in price. So we created these highs over here and to the left of the chart. And we started to break down, trade down into the fair value gap. Y'all in the chat, if you think it's random, because it ain't random. Once we break down, what is this right here? What is this right here? What kind of candle is this right here? What do we call that? Just studying order flow. What do we call that? Yep, it's a SIBI, Gabrielle. It's a SIBI. All right. Sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. All right. So once we hit this peak, and I believe that right there was the all-time high that we took out. So if we just look over to the left, let me zoom out right quick. Let me go out to the monthly. We're just studying how they leave behind their footprints in price. That's what we're studying. The market makers, they leave behind their footprints in price. So this high right here, that was the previous all-time high before we created the new all-time high. So I'm gonna highlight that right there. It's buy side liquidity. They left behind their orders above the market. I'm gonna go back down to the daily. That dash blue trend line, that represents the previous all-time high. So you can see how price rallied up during the fourth quarter, October, November, December. They shot it higher and they liquidated their long positions at that high. And what they did was sold it back down to discount. And this is very frustrating for you people who don't understand what's going on behind price. So that little area, that section in price right there, they sold their positions above the previous all-time high. And they did a change in price. I'm going to say that for the Discord. Y'all already know what that is. They did a shift in price where they sold it down. And then price rallied back up into this SIBI, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. And why did they do that? They did that to offer themselves shorts, giving themselves opportunities to short the market. So if you pretty much grade, I'm going to take a Fibonacci. I'm going to grade the high down to the low, just like that. See that? I'm roughly doing it. We displace lower and then we rally back up into the SIBI. All right. And we didn't just go to any level. We went to inside the SIBI, we went to the 0.25 level right there. See that? And slightly above it. And then we broke down again. So when we broke down, y'all in the chat, what are these two candles right here? What are these two up close candles right here? Let's say you missed this right here. And yes, I'm talking trading opportunity, but this applies. If you're somebody who is long-term investing, you might want to learn this, okay? It would not hurt you to learn this. Oh, I'm just a long-term investor. You know, I don't really do day trading because you never tried. You never gave it a chance. You never tried. Yes, Shep, it's a bearish order block. So those two up close candles, let's say you missed the entry up here. Let's say you was just hypothetically trading this, because this is what smart money is doing. They're not just holding. Some of them are, but a lot of people are trading out of this because they make more money doing it. But yes, those are two bearish order blocks. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna highlight the opening price right there. That's a bearish order block. So we trade up into the SIBI, we break down again. Once we pierce these two candles, that's a confirmation that this is a order block. All right, that's a confirmation that the order block is valid. And then guess what? What do the next two candles? What does the next candles do? They trade up into it. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Every time it trades up into it, it's offering selling. They're offering short opportunities. Also, I could take a Fibonacci again from the opening to the close. And again, you can measure the order blocks just like you do gaps, just like you do everything else. Wicks, we trade up into it. We don't just trade into the order block. They offering themselves a deeper premium to get short. So we trade up into that level, 0.75, 1, 2, falling just short of the midway point. That's very bearish right there. Whenever you see that, that's very bearish. And then guess what? We drop down lower, and we don't just drop down lower. It grinds down lower. Cause look, what is this? What is this candle right here? What do we call that right there? Now we're bearish because we already took out a key level premium. But we grind down lower, and I'm looking at this wick right here. And if I measure that wick, which is a discount ghost pool, you're in your mind, you know, price is going short, going lower. So you're in line with that, and you can see how it trades into the bearish order block. Let's just say I hypothetically take my entry point right here at the 0.75 level. And then we drop down inside of this ghost pool right here. And then look how the price, do you think it's random when we sell off? Look how the wicks represent are tapping this ghost pool. Is that random? Because I don't think that's random. Look how we're tapping that ghost pool, and then we rally back up, we open again, trade back into the order block, sell off again. This candle right here sells off all the way through the midway point, all the way down to the 0.25 level right there. You see that? Of that ghost pool. And then it rallies back up. Do you think that's random? Nope. And then this candle right here, it trades back up. So this is grinding down lower. It trades back up into the order block, and then it sells off again. And then this candle right here opens. Guess where it trades to? The 0.5 level of this discount ghost pool over here to the left. And then it sells off again. Wait. Let me see. And then it sells off again. And when it sells off, what level did it hit? You see this level right here? What level is that? Let's go back out to the monthly. Let's go back out to the monthly. 1 second. Back on the monthly. Okay, that level, that sell off on that monthly was this upper quadrant on the monthly time frame. So that's what I'm highlighting down on the daily. So on the daily, that level I was just highlighting to you, let me bring back up. This is that monthly right here, that monthly level on that wick, that ghost pool wick. So it's trading down into that monthly ghost pool wick, just like that. And then it hits liquidity. It takes out the low of that, and then it eventually sells off down into what? It sells off down into the weekly fair value gap, just like that. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, all right? Sells off to the weekly fair value gap, and then what does price do? I'm gonna remove that. They're still valid, so don't ignore it. After they drop down the discount, which is that weekly fair value gap, then they shift price higher. As they shifted higher, which is a change in the state of delivery, what does this candle right here become? Y'all in the chat, what does this candle right here become? I'm just throwing many things at you. I can use all kind of different tools. You only really need one of these. You don't need them all. But what does this down close candle right here become? Not a breaker. It's a bullish order block. So that becomes a bullish order block. Yep. after hitting a key level. Now there might be a breaker down here on lower time frames. So if I drop down to lower time frames, I might can find something for you. But I'm not going to do that right now. I'll do that for another time. But we drop back down into the order block. 1, 2, twice. Also, if you want further details, you want a little bit more confirmation, look at this wick right here. What is that wick called? That's a discount ghost pool, right? So what if I highlight that ghost pool as well? Just like that, because that ghost pool becomes inverted and you can use that as support as well. Order block, ghost pool, and you tell me if when price hit these levels, is that random? This candle right here drops down, ghost pool, plus order block. This candle right here drops down, ghost pool, goes down to the midway point of the goddamn ghost pool right here. You see that? I don't think that's random. And then this candle right here drops down again, midway point, and it trades down to a deeper discount. Is that now algorithmic? Is that not smart money offering themselves a deeper discount at this, a deeper discount? And then once it rallies back up, it's complete. And then it starts to rally up. And when it rallies up, it goes back up to a premium, back to this SIBI right here. You think that's random? Goes back to that SIBI right there. So once it trades back to the SIBI at a premium, it trades up to the lower quadrant. It goes up to the midway point, just like that. What's up, TZ? Goes to the midway point. And how many times at premium does it offer a premium to get short? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times at this SIBI. And look how the wicks are respecting the quadrants. Look at the 50% level. You see that? And then eventually it sells off as it breaks down and takes out these two candles right here. See that? As it takes out these two candles, what does this candle right here become? You see that? What does that candle right there become? I'll draw it out. What does that become? Y'all tell me in the chat. Subscribe to the channel, y'all. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. I got 25 people watching. I should at least have 25 likes, if not more. Yes, Shep, it's a bearish order block. So once we shift, leaving premium, after we left a premium and then broke down and shifted price, we come up 1, 2, 3 times. Is that random? I mean, come on now. How much more evidence do y'all need to know that this shit is not random and it repeats over and over again? And as it trades up, you can also include what? SIBI. So anytime you see a order block and there are fair value gaps inside of them, you want to highlight those. And guess what? We trade down to the order block that shifts price bearish. We trade 1, 2, 3 times and we trade down lower. All right, we trade lower. We tap what? This level right here. What is this level right here? That's that monthly wick, higher time frame wick. We tap it, retract higher. We open again, trade below it. Guess where we traded back down into? We traded back down into the order block. We kind of range. So let's say I take the order block instead of that wick. I'm going to measure the order block instead of that wick. And look how we range inside of the order block. We go down to the midway point of the order block, consolidate, and then we break down again. And guess what? We tap the top of the weekly fair value gap to offer another discount. And once they offered another discount, they retract the price back up. When they retract it back up, they traded to what? This propulsion block. Y'all learned that in the Discord. Propulsion block. See this down up close candle right there? Trades to that. Doesn't even get back up to the original order block. It trades to this order block right here. Look at the bodies. Okay, there's one thing to see the wicks. The wicks offer deeper discounts. Also, the wicks are damaging traders. So the wicks are liquidating traders at the same time that are trying to go bullish. People that's trying to go bullish or didn't get a good entry to short, they're liquidating them. Look where the bodies of the candles are resting though. Look where they're closing, just below the opening price of that candle. And then guess what? We get one more tag in right there, and then eventually sells off back down to the weekly fair value gap. Now, when it dropped back down to the weekly fair value gap, what is this low right here? Y'all in the chat, what is this low right here? What do we call that low? Subscribe to the channel if y'all brand new. All right, tap in, smash that like button. What do we call this low right here? What's beneath that low? What's beneath that low right there? What's beneath that low right there? Who knows? This low right here, what's beneath it? Victor, yes. Sell side liquidity. Sell side liquidity. Yep. Liquidity. Gabrielle, liquidity. Yep. So beneath that low is orders or are orders. And once they dropped it below that low right there, and that low is also resting inside that weekly fair value gap, they offload their shorts. So you see all this grinding down, these shorts positions. They drop it down to that liquidity pool and they offload their short positions. And guess what? They buy it back. They have buy orders underneath here and they buy their shorts back. So whenever they was going short, they purchase them back. Price rallies. As soon as we break these candles right here, that's a change in the state of delivery. We retrace back down order blocks, bullish order blocks. And then price rallies back up. And now we're coming close to what I was telling y'all earlier. I'm focusing on the current 20 trading days. So what I've been doing is pretty much what we have been doing is we've been retracing / consolidating. So we've been retracing, consolidating, but inside of all that is a narrative. Inside of all that is trading. So if you're somebody who's been waiting patiently, you might want to learn this skill set because there's a lot to be doing that you might not be aware of. So after they take out liquidity, they buy it back and it goes back up to what? A SIBI that we left back in price. So we trade back into the SIBI plus order block right there. It's not random. Trade back into the SIBI plus the order block. Right there. SIBI plus order block. Trade back into it. Let me see. Let's see if I can measure from the close down to the low. All right. I'm going to remove that. So we trade back into the order block in the SIBI and price breaks down again, changing the state of delivery as it retracts up higher again. You can use several things. You can use this SIBI right here, or you can use this BISI, which is an inversion. So which one would you choose? You can use the inversion gap or you can use the SIBI. I'm going to go ahead and use the inversion gap right there. So once we went up to premium, we break down, change direction and price. We rally back up. They're offering themselves another short because guess what? They went long in here and they're offloading their longs to sell it back. And this is what y'all are getting caught up in. They're buying it and they're selling it. They're buying it and selling it. They had the capital to do it. You don't. Or you can learn the skill set and learn how to trade. Or just be patient, shut the fuck up and sit on the sideline. Excuse my French, y'all. I'm just being entertaining. Learn how to shut the fuck up. Stop complaining. Stop saying wind moon. Stop complaining, crying. Roll your sleeves up and understand what I'm showing y'all and the narrative behind price. All right. So it's back and forth trading going on that you long-term investors have no idea about. All right. Y'all have no idea what this is going on. Back and forth trading. Back and forth trading. And it's work. It's definitely work. So once we trade it back into this right here, let's say we trade back into this SIBI in the order block, we displace lower. So we break down again. What do these two candles right here call? What do these two candles right here form right here? What do these two candles right here form once we break down and break below them? What do they form? Y'all let me know in the chat. What do those two candles form in price? Boom, shep, again, yep, bearish order block. Yep, bearish order block. So we got the bearish order block. And then guess what else we got? We got a SIBI. So remember, anytime we got SIBIs or fair value gaps inside of order blocks, you want to reference those because they might offer you another deeper either discount or retracement or a premium. So once we shift and break these order blocks, price trades up into it. So once this candle right here breaks it, it confirms it and validates the order block. It pretty much activates it. And then this candle right here, it trades back into it. So you could set a limit order right there. You could set a limit order at the SIBI. So we trade back into the order block. 1, 2, fall just short of it right here. But guess what? Let's say if you're paying attention, you measure this wick right here. Let's measure this wick right here. That's a ghost pool. We can use that ghost pool as a shorting opportunity in case you feel like you're getting ran away. Price is running away from you. So what does price do? Look, and then look how it's working this wick right here. Look how the bodies are working it. After trading up into the premium, we break down. Look at the bodies of the candles. Look at the midway point of that candle. I mean, the ghost pool wick. See that? That's not random. Look how this candle right here opens. It taps the midway point, which is it's pretty much being inverted. Just like a fair value gap can become inversion gaps. Ghost pools can be inverted as well. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. So we start trading lower. We break down. We drop back down into discount, weekly fair value gap. And then we rally back up. We trade back into the ghost pool. And we fall just short of the order block. So it would have been best for you to get in at these levels up here, above the order block price. You can also measure the order block as well from the open up to the, and I'm measuring both of these candles, the open up to the close. And we don't come back up to the midway point of that. It's very bearish because it's not willing to go up back up there, and it starts breaking down. We go back down to discount. Once they go down to discount, they retrace it back up. Let me see. So for example, this time right here. So remember we took out that low right there and we shifted and went higher. In this case, they left behind a lot of orders in the market. So we got this low right here, this low right here, and it's inside of that weekly fair value gap. And what they're doing is anytime you see relatively equal lows or equal lows, that means there's a lot of orders stacked up right here. There's going to be a lot of orders that they're leaving behind in price. So they retrade it back down to the weekly and they retrace it back up to this ghost pool wick. You can also add what? The SIBI right here. See that? See the SIBI right here, this down close candle, it forms a SIBI. It trades through it and goes into the ghost pool. You could have got a deeper premium. If you couldn't get that premium, you didn't see it, there goes the fair value gap. You can also measure the gap from high to low. And these levels as well, if I drop down to a lower time frame, you'll see these levels inside that gap being respected. So trade up into it, we break down again. And this time when we leave the fair value gap, the SIBI, we break down and guess where we go? We sweep these lows right here, these two equal lows. We tap it. Do you think that's random? You think that's random how price will go down? Look at the precision. Look at the precision. We drop down and we tap the liquidity, and that's them taking profits, shorting the market. And then guess what they do? They reverse it. They reverse it. So I'm gonna remove that right there. They reverse it. So they offload their shorts and they buy it back, and price is going up higher. As soon as price breaks this high right here, that's a shift in market structure. Also, you see this SIBI right here? This SIBI. Now this SIBI becomes inversion. This SIBI that we highlighted to sell off down to discount on the weekly fair value gap, now is becoming an inversion gap as we rally back up. Also, you want to use this wick right here as well. You see this wick? I'm gonna highlight that for you. Highlight this wick right there. So as they take off, as they offload their shorts, they buy it back, and look how price rallies back up. Look how it's respecting the wick, the ghost pool. Look at this candle right here. Look at the body of the candle. Do you think that's random? How many times I gotta tell y'all that, man? Look at the bodies of the candle. You see that candle right there? How it's touching and tapping the lower quadrant of that wick. And then this candle opens, it trades down one more time, and then it rallies. Look at the bodies of the candles. It rallies some more. It goes up. It goes to the inversion gap right there. Taps it. That's them off. They're taking profits right there, and then they're going to offer another discount. As it retraces down, it trades down and taps what? The upper quadrant. Also, BISI, buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. Look at the bodies of the candles again. Yes, it can trade through them, but look where the bodies of the candles close. This candle closes bearish, and then this candle opens, trades down lower one more time, and guess what it does? Expansion, higher, trades back into the inversion. We trade above the midway point, and then remember what I said. Once we pierce this candle right here, that's a valid shift in market structure. And for y'all in the chat, what does this candle right here become? What does this candle right here become? This down close candle, once we pierce above it, what does that become? Y'all tell me. Not a breaker. Not a breaker. It's a what? Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. What does that candle become right there? What does that candle become? Not a breaker, bullish order block. Yes. So now I just pretty much walked y'all back. What we just did, what y'all just witnessed, was us back testing the market. We just back test price. Yes. We just back test the price. All right. We back tested price. And now we're just ranging back and forth. All right. We're ranging back and forth. Right now, let me see. It's Sunday. Let me see. Let me hide this. Let me clear some of this up right quick. I don't like to be too cluttered. We're pretty much waiting for the weekly open. And the weekly open starts in about less than 2 hours. So we're waiting for that weekly candle to open, and it starts in less than 2 hours. So right now, we're just retracing down. One thing that I'm highlighting, so what I'm focused on now is I'm looking at the past 20 trading days. So like I said earlier, I take a ruler, and I look back the past 20 trading days. God damn it. All right, right there. So in the past 20 trading days, we got the high right here, this swing high. That's the high of the last 20 trading days, and we got this low right here. Right there. So swing high, swing low. We're inside of this range. And right now, we already dropped down a discount. There is some more liquidity below the market, but I believe honestly that the market has shifted or changed the state of delivery. Because once we broke this high after leaving discount, so what they did was they grabbed liquidity below the market. Liquidity, if y'all don't know, are pending orders. So they leave behind their discount. They leave behind their buy orders below the market. They leave behind their sell orders above the market. And as you can see, those blue trend lines that I got highlighted, those are all liquidity pools that they left above the market that they're going to refer to later in time. Now include that we're in the 3-month. We are in the fourth quarter of the year. And I'm kind of measuring price based on what it did last year in the fourth quarter, October, November, December. And we've been consolidating all year long. Okay. We've been in a tight consolidation. Yeah, we got a rally, but we've been ranging all 2025 after coming off of that all-time high in January. All right. So pretty much all year, they've been stressing y'all out. You know, y'all losing hair. Some of y'all going gray, or some of y'all already gray and getting more gray hairs. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? They just holding price. There's a lot of things going on outside of crypto as well. You got issues with the currencies. You got issue with the treasuries. You got issue with gold, stocks, commodities. It's not all about crypto. In order to usher in a lot of this stuff, I believe we're coming to a pivotal point. All right. I believe that there has to be some type of event, some type of catalyst to support the idea of crypto be going mainstream and being adopted. Even though everything is already aligned, all the documentation, all the paperwork is already aligned to get started. They have to usher us into this. All right. That's not conspiracy. I mean, that's just is what it is. We know that, right? It all began in 2020. They started this off in 2020, and we here. We here. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, man. Subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button. I'm low on those likes. So, okay. After we broke higher, broke this candle right here, we're finding support on this inversion fair value gap. Also, what I'm looking at is, see this wick right here? Zoom in for y'all. This wick right here, I'm looking at that wick right there on September 24th, Wednesday. I'm gonna highlight that wick. That's a ghost pool right there. And I want to see a price. I don't want to see price come back down. I want to see price stay above the midway point of this inversion fair value gap right here. That shaded green area. I want to see price stay above that. And right now we went up to a premium. They're leaving behind orders above price. So they got liquidity above the market. We already dropped down and took out a lot of major liquidity. Now I want to see price support the idea of going higher. But I need to see how we open and close the weekly candle, which that's coming up in less than 2 hours. So right now you can see us, we went up to a premium. Now we retrace back down and look where we're hanging out at inside of that ghost pool, plus the inversion fair value gap right here. Look at the ghost pool. You see the midway point is red. Look how we're trading down to it right now, trading down to it and tapping it. Now let's go down intraday, y'all. Let's take an intraday. All of this was short-term, long-term analysis, pretty much. I walked y'all through. If you miss anything, go back and watch the channel. I dropped a lot of nuggets, but you got to roll up your sleeve. You got to study. It ain't gonna come to you overnight. You got to definitely roll up your sleeve. You gotta study what I just dropped to y'all. I'm showing you ghost pools. I'm showing you order blocks. I'm showing you how price shifts. I'm showing you how price reverses. I'm showing you inversion gaps. I'm showing you higher time frame bias. I showed you a lot of things, so you're gonna have to go back and watch if you missed anything. All right. So from the higher time frame, now I want to look at, okay, what is price doing on the lower time frame? So on the lower time frame for XRP, we're just trading right now. It's currently 6:15 p.m. on a Sunday. The new week begins at 8 o'clock. So we're having we're currently in a sell model, right? Now we might come back down. Now don't get too nervous because we're already seeing signs. So look at these lows right here. You see these lows? What's below these lows right here? You see all these lows stacking up? That's a clear indication what they want to do with the market. What do we call that right there? Whenever you see a cluster of lows, where they're just stacking lows on top of lows, what do you think is below those lows? What do you think is below those lows? Y'all make sure y'all smash that like button. I appreciate y'all joining on this Sunday evening. We're giving more of a technical perspective today, showing you how the algorithm performs. Yep, Gabrielle liquidity, all right? A whole lot of liquidity. And those lows are also the lows from Saturday. So there goes Saturday's low of the day. Those are the lows from Saturday. Now, do they want to drop down and grab those lows again and come down to that order block? We shall see, all right? So once we drop down, okay, now I'm looking at price from a intraday perspective. We rallied up. Y'all can clearly see, y'all that's familiar with what I do. This is a buy program over here to the left. So let's break it down from a 15-minute time frame, which is more on the 15-minute. So anything below the daily time frame is considered day trading for y'all that don't know. If you're analyzing anything under a daily time frame, so a 1 hour, 15-minute, 5-minute, 1 minute, whatever time frame under a daily is considered day trading or intraday price action. So if you're brand new, there's a lot of people out there, they be looking at charts, they don't know what the hell they looking at. And then there's a lot of people that don't even touch those lower time frame charts because they respect it and they call it noise. But there's always a narrative, price is fractal, and I'm here to give it to you. But they left behind liquidity after dropping down to that daily fair value gap. Yeah, there's the daily fair value gap. They dropped down they dropped down the discount, and then okay, they consolidated. See the consolidation. This, whenever, let's say you're a trader, whenever you see this, you want to stay far away from this. All right, do not try to engage this. You have to wait until it loosens up. Also, what I'm gonna add is you see this right here. What is this right here? Y'all in the chat. You see this candle right here? What do we call this? What do we call that? Who's gonna get it right? Give it another color. So I'll give it a purple color. Yep, it's a SIBI. It was a SIBI, but guess what it turned into? SIBI, we trade above it, we trade back down into it, and then what does it become? It also, yep, shout out to you, Gabrielle. We create a SIBI at a discount, which is that daily fair value gap. We wait. You don't want to be in this, trying to engage this. It displays higher, we rally higher, and then we trade back down into the what? Excuse me. We trade back down into the inversion gap, and we don't just trade that back down into the inversion gap. What is this candle right here? Y'all in the chat, what is this candle right here? So price has pretty much changed the state of delivery, meaning it's reversing and looking to go in the opposite direction. We know when the market is going to want to go in the opposite direction. It ain't random. That becomes an order block. See, so inside of the inversion, there is a bullish order block. You can see how price trades back down to it. It taps the opening, it taps the midway point in the inversion. It taps the order block. Look, it only needed to tap it one time and respect it. And then trade higher. We retrace, we kind of consolidate in here, and they traded it back down into the inversion. Still more consolidation. And then these two down close candles, once we break above that, that's a change in the state of delivery. And they send price higher and higher back up to a premium. This was last night. Or this was early morning last night. I was up watching this for XRP, just studying, because guess what? Crypto gives you weekend study time. If you're not studying the markets on the weekend, I don't know what you're doing. I'll drop down to a 5-minute. On a 5-minute, we rally higher. We create a large BISI. Now, if I was trading, I would not trade that right there. You see how large that is? I would not trade that. But we rally back above these two these down close candles. That becomes a bullish order block. Right there. And we're not just going through any ranges. Let me go back out to the what time frame? Daily. Back out to the daily. Yeah, on the daily time frame, we're not just trading at any random. Is it the weekly? One second, y'all. All right, it's the daily. We're not just trading through any levels. We're actually, trading and tapping these levels on these wicks as well. And we're trading into these SIBIs. We're pretty much, if you was trading, you would have to be a scalper. So whenever you see the markets trading sideways like this is a scalper's market right here. All right. This is very difficult price action because you cannot trade nothing and hold it, because on a higher time frame, they're just holding it in a range. They're holding it sideways. It's a holding pattern. You gotta, if you don't know what that is, it's an algorithmic term. It's a holding pattern where they will hold price in a consolidation pattern for weeks, for months, sometimes years. XRP is like one of the only assets I've seen they hold a consolidation for years and years. So back on the 15-minute, we enter a buy program. All of this right here was a false breakout, but you could trade it, but it's a false breakout higher. We go back up to a premium. And as soon as we hit that premium, we start breaking down rapidly, just like that. And as soon as we break all of these candles right here, that becomes a shift in market structure. Go down to a 5-minute. You can see it more clearly on the 5-minute. So once we go up to a premium level, that premium fair value gap, that SIBI, look where we tap the midway point of it. We tap the midway point of it, and then we start breaking down. We start rapidly breaking down. As we start breaking down, look at this candle right here, this bullish candle. What does that become? It becomes a bearish order block right there. See that? Then we add a SIBI, or you can use the inversion right here. See that? And then we displace lower. See us break down some more. And as we break down some more, what does this candle right here become? These two candles right here. What does that become right there in the chat? These two candles right there. What does that become? Becomes a what? Bearish what? Bearish order block. Inside of that bearish order block, it creates a SIBI. We create a SIBI, but we don't refer back to it. Right there. See that SIBI? But we don't touch back to it. But guess what? Guess what we do refer back to? You see this wick right here? You see that wick? We trade back into that. Right there. You can see us tap it. Inside of the order block, we're using this premium wick, which is inverted. Also, guess what else you can use? You can use a BISI that's now inverted. Just like that. So we trade through, we trade back up into the what? The inversion fair value gap. See how it's respecting all these levels? Like I said, you only need one of these tools. You only need one of them. But imagine having all of them in your toolbox. All right. Imagine having all of them in your toolbox. And what you're doing is you're getting in sync with order flow. You're just aligning yourself with order flow, which is what the institutions are pushing price. Trade back into the inversion, order block, ghost pool, premium wick. We break down again. Once we break down, look at this bullish candle right here. That becomes a bearish order block. Right there. So we trade back into the opening price. Once we pierce it, it's activated and we trade back into it. See that? Bearish order block. We sell out, we break down again. As we break down, look at this bearish order block right there. Once we break below it, that becomes activated. So every time price, if you want to be short, you want to be buying when price is going up. So at one point, these candles were green candles. They're trading up, but they're respecting the bearish order block. And let's just say we hypothetically measure this bearish order block to see where the midway point is. Boom, just like that. You see how price trades up into the bearish order block? Yes, the wicks can go above the midway point, but it's where the bodies close at. So you see where the bodies, they don't go above the midway point. They stay below it. That's very bearish. When price just pierces these higher levels and then breaks down again. And then we sell off. There goes another wick. You see this wick right here? I'm going to measure that wick. I'm going to measure this wick right here. See that wick? Yes, you can use that wick to get short. See how price, it breaks down. And then this candle right here, it opens. It trades back up into the wick. The lower quadrant of it, and then it closes. And then check it out. This next candle, it opens, it trades and completely fills the wick, and it sells off. And then I got a new one for y'all. Let me see. Is this a good one? Let me see. I got to zoom in on the candle. Nah, that's not a good example. So I'm gonna hold back on that. But you definitely can use that wick again and price to get short in price. It breaks down again, and then we retrace again. You see the wick? You don't want to ignore the wicks because price is keying off of those levels. So check out the wick. I'm going to grade it again. So when price breaks down and breaks below this low, I'm sure there was liquidity below this low and it retraces back up. It touches the lower quadrant, 1, 2, and then sells off again. Once this candle right here is pierced, that becomes a bearish order block. Right there. We have not returned to it yet. We have not referred back to it, but we did refer back to, you see this wick right here. I'm gonna highlight that. Boom, just like that. So once we break down, why did price just stop on the dime right here and then retrace back up? And did it retrace back to any level? No, it didn't. It retraced back into the ghost pool, okay? Yes, ghost pools can be inverted. But it trades back into the ghost pool, 1, 2, 3, and then it goes all the way back up to the midway point. Do you think that's random right there? Midway point consolidates and then breaks down again, just like that. Once these two candles are broken down, that becomes a change in the state of delivery. It trades down. It takes out some liquidity. See these lows right here? They're equal. They scoop up some liquidity. Right there, sell side liquidity. They offload their shorts and then they rally back up one more time. And when they rally back up, they goes back into the ghost pool over here. And then it also trades into this right here, this candle right here. What do we call this right here, y'all? What is this in the chat? What is this area right here in price? What do we call that? What does that become? Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button if y'all are enjoying this and y'all learning. It was a BISI, but it became an inversion. It becomes an inversion fair value gap because look, we trade up and then guess what? We broke through it just like that. So once we broke through it, doesn't mean we're done with it because price can refer back to it. And that's exactly what it does. It trades back up, trades back inside the inversion gap. It comes back into the ghost pool wick. You don't need all of them. Remember I said, you don't need all of these things. You can only use the SIBI if you want to use the SIBI, or you just use the ghost pool. It's up to you. How many times, look at this level right here, the 0.25 of the ghost pool. How many times did we hit it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and then sell off. Sell off again. All right, we drop down, take out liquidity right here. Boom, right there. We retrace, and then we consolidate, and then we continue to go lower. And then we eventually break back down, and we drop back down to the daily fair value gap. And then we also hit these monthly ghost pools and other key levels on the daily. Tape reading, y'all. Tape reading. So what y'all think about that, man? What y'all think? Is it too much? Did y'all grasp it? It might be one y'all have to go back and watch, because guess what? If you just watch it and start applying the information, you're going to pick up on it. But that's how dialed in you got to be, okay? And imagine doing that real time. That's how dialed in you have to be with the market. It gives you way more things to do than saying, oh, when moon, when does this, I'm tired, you know what I'm saying? I'm exhausted. You know what I'm saying? I had enough. No, you got to roll up your sleeves. You got to learn something new. And hopefully my channel is providing that for y'all, where you learning something new. So what I just did was back test the market. You can see how price is referring to these levels. They're keying off of these levels. It's algorithmic. Look at this level right here. What level is this level right here? This red level right there. What level is that in price? Well, let's go back out to the daily. On the daily time frame, that red level that I just highlighted on the 5 minute, that red level where price is currently trading intraday is the midway point of this premium ghost pool wick, just like that. See how we drop down to it? 1, 2. Now I want to see price. What's y'all sentiment for the week? First of all, let's go out to the weekly. I need to see how we close this candle in an hour and 30 minutes. I need to see how we close, and I need to see how we open up next week's candle. But you can already pretty much forecast and get a bias. So it's kind of hard right now. It's really hard. What will be your weekly bias once this candle closes and the new week forms? We will have 7 trading days. What will be your weekly bias? Lawrence, you said bullish. Shep, I think we stay above 295. Okay. I like the sentiment. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, all right? Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. So I'm going to say I'm bullish, but if I'm wrong, it can come back down again. And they might want to offer a deeper discount, because right now everything is distorted right now because of where it's geopolitics, politics, money issues, banking crises, anything you name it, black swan events, whatever they're going to do it. All right. So everything is being on hell. I think this fourth quarter is going to be very, very, very intense. I'm going to say that. It's going to be intense, whether that's good for the good or the bad. All right. Just mentally prepare yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't get caught up in all the narrative. I have been so locked in. You see how I was just dialed in with price action like that? I lock out. So whenever there's too many distractions on my phone or just in general in life, I like to seclude myself and lock in and study the markets, just like I just showed y'all. Whenever I'm dialed in like that, I cannot focus on what's going on in the outside world. I hear they got rioting going on in Chicago. They got all kind of shit going on. Victor, I appreciate the super chat. You said, is there another buying opportunity for DAG? I'm glad you asked that, Victor, because you know what? Let's go look at it. We'll come back to XRP in a minute. I'm glad you asked that. Is there another buying opportunity in DAG? Let me pull up DAG right quick. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe. Echelon Gaming, bearish level 270 or lower. Did y'all not just watch what I just showed y'all? Or y'all just, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see DAG. Let's go look at DAG. So DAG currently trading at 2 pennies. I mean, it's kind of common sense. Is there another buying opportunity? All right. DAG is the internet of value. The all-time high for DAG is 19 cents. All right. So let's zoom out for DAG. Is there another opportunity? I've been waiting to see if DAG comes back down to 1 penny. Bullish outlook not going past 320. All right, Echelon Gaming. All right. All right. Appreciate the engagement. So on the 3-month time frame, all right, we're trading back down. Let me hide this right quick. Let me hide this. You kind of got to zoom out, get that long-term macro analysis. So when DAG opened up, I believe in 2018, it traded down. And guess what? We traded up. As soon as we broke these highs, these down close candles, y'all already know what that should be. If you don't know, tap into the Discord. And guess what they left behind in price? You see this right here? What is this right here? What is this on the 3-month time frame? What is this on the 3-month time frame? And stake your DAG. Yep. Shep, it was a SIBI. And yes, you're correct. It was a SIBI, but we traded through it, Shep. We traded through it. So SIBI becomes inverted. SIBI becomes inverted once we trade through it. So on the 3-month time frame, we traded down, we consolidate the early days of DAG, from 2018 to 2020, and then boom, we expanded higher, got that nice impulsiveness, that nice liquidity push. That might have been the Air Force announcement, who knows? And then it breaks down, and guess what? They're gonna offer themselves. Institutions want to get a part of this. Already know this shit. Oh no, y'all can't have this for yourself. We need a part of this. So what they do, they drive price down on some algorithmic shit. It drops back down. These 3 down closed candles become an order block. How many times have we touched it? Every time it dips into this, it doesn't stay long. 1, 2. See that? Now it looks like it's on its way back down. And if it does, guess what? Anytime it drops back down, it's going to be 2 pennies. But guess what? If it drops below these lows right here, below July 24 and October 24, that will be under 1 penny. That will be under 1 penny. And guess what? Or 1 penny. Imagine buying DAG at 1 penny. Even 2 pennies is a steal. So if you ask me if this is a discount, hell yeah, this is a discount. Also, look, they got a BISI right here. So it's overlapping with this inversion. So you got a BISI. So you can include that BISI. Boom, right there. You can see we're already inside the BISI. So if you ask me if DAG is at a discount, is there another buying opportunity? Hell yeah, it's 2 pennies. It's 2 pennies. And I already showed y'all the Air Force partnerships and the military and the DOD, or excuse me, the Department of War. You already seen those partnerships. So hell yes, that's an opportunity. And then also you want to include, look, take the wick. You see that wick right there? Go ahead and include that as well. Include that wick right there as well. So I'm going to include that on my chart. Boom, right there. We done traded down into it. Do you think it's random? Do you think it's random? Because I don't think it's random. We already traded down into that wick. 1, 2. Also inside the BISI. If I wanted to check it out, I can also add another Fibonacci to the BISI right here. Add another Fibonacci. I'm going to take the Fibonacci from the high down to the low. Right there. And you can see all the levels. Every time it drops down to one of these levels, you can set limit orders. That's what y'all not understanding. If you long-term investing and you're analyzing the market like I'm showing y'all, you can set limit orders at each one of these levels. And every time it moves away, you're no longer looking to buy. That's exactly what I've been doing for the longest. Ever since I learned this skill set, I've been applying this type of strategy for long-term investing. Every time it drops down into these levels, I set limit orders. And then once it leaves those levels, I'm not interested. That's at a premium. Now is the time to buy DAG at a discount. So that's one of my favorite buys right now. It's one of my favorite digital assets. Lenny, when DAG hits its major exchange, it's going to get a lot of institutional sponsorship. Yep. Shep, I think discount opportunities are fading away very soon. Well, guess what, Shep? Not right now with some of these. DAG is one of the major, the Internet of Data. Shout out to Gabrielle for that. Internet of Data. And DAG is right now at an opportunity. So, you know, go open up those devices and, you know, log into Uphold or whatnot, wherever you get it at. Go be logging in. You can store it on, I believe, Decent Wallet. And yeah, man, you can see it. I mean, look, you want to be a buyer when price is going down. You want to be a buyer at discount. You can visually see it in price. So you really don't need me to tell you. Go pull up the chart your damn self and look at it. You don't need me to tell you. Go pull it up. And whenever price drops down, there it is right there. You can be scooping that up at a discount. Yes, that's a good analogy right there, Gabriel. DAG is our blockchain version of Palantir. Do y'all hear that? Okay. It might be bigger than Palantir based on the market it's trying to go after. Shep, I mean, get in while we can right now. Yes, man. Yes. That's why I say finish strong. Finish the year strong. All right. Finish that year strong. You know, stay grinding. Learn new skill sets like I've been teaching y'all. All right. So that's DAG. That's a good question. Appreciate that, Victor. Appreciate that. So Victor pretty much, you know, he paid the way for y'all. You know what I'm saying? He paid for everybody to get in on this right now. And I'm telling you, it's not done. It don't look like it's done. So let me go look at the weekly. Yeah, it's in a bearish, it's in a sell model. So you can clearly see the sell program is going lower. Sell program. And what it's reaching for is looking for some level to reach down to. Now it might be the level, but I just keep seeing price stacking orders, bearish order blocks. And there's some liquidity down there. So if they want to tank it down there, I'm going to be ready for that, man. I want to see 1 penny DAG. But you cannot go wrong with right now. I might be being too greedy, but you cannot go wrong with 2 penny DAG right now. It's still at a discount. But me being me, I want some more. I want a deeper discount, and they might give it to us at 1 penny. So if they drop DAG down to 1 penny, cool. And the entire crypto market might not be done in general because XRP could still come down because it's a lot of still liquidity below the market. So we shall see. We shall see. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. All right. Let me see how many subscribers I got. If you're watching, you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe. I'm grateful for it. I appreciate it. Let me see. All right. All right, let's go. Glenn said, let's see. Let's go look at Bitcoin. Let's go look at Bitcoin right quick. Let me pull it up right quick. Let's go look at Bitcoin. It recently broke all-time high. I'm not going to be on too much longer. I wanted to do an early one today, so I don't, I got stuff to do this evening. I can't be on all day, but I do need to go start doing a little bit more live streaming, but it's no big deal. So I'm looking at the monthly time frame. We just today, I believe, we took out the all-time high. I kind of want to go down intraday, so let's look a little closer. Let's look a little closer. And again, these concepts apply to any market. All these markets are ran on the same fucking algorithm. They cannot hide it from you. It keeps repeating and it does not stop. All right. We just have decoded what it is. We decoded it. You don't need a bot. Okay. Humans can trade these markets. You just got to know what you're doing. You got to understand the narrative. You got to understand what's really going on behind price. So I'm going to drop down from a monthly down to a weekly. That high right there that I just highlighted, that's buy side liquidity. You can see it. And I pretty much told y'all, if you go back and watch my last live streams, I showed you we dropped down to this fair value gap. And XRP is looking very similar on its respective time frame as well. Fair value gap right there, we drop below it. Once we displace higher, we take out these liquidity pools. That's a change in the state of delivery. All right. Now I'm looking for price to continue to go higher. Now let's go down to a 1 hour. Let's go down to the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour, look how dynamic price is on the 1 hour. Look how just nice and clean that is on the 1 hour. Imagine trading Bitcoin, which a lot of y'all can. I like to preach to people trade in a regulated environment. I don't like to do offshore exchanges and whatnot, but in a regulated environment, look how clean price action was for Bitcoin. All right. We was at a discount down here. We consolidated. Consolidation. There goes an inversion SIBI right there. So I'm gonna highlight that for you. It's an inversion fair value gap on the 1 hour time frame. Right there. We rally up. We retrace back down, consolidate at this BISI, and then boom, we rally higher. We start taking out old highs above the market, all right? But above the market where there's old highs, that's where liquidity is, all right? So you see all these highs up here? Those are liquidity pools, not random. So we start from a discount all the way up to the all-time high, boom, just like that. And then once it reaches the all-time high, why doesn't it ever just break out and blow through the all-time high? It's not programmed to do that. So what they do is they're offloading their long positions up here, and they're breaking that market down. Once it broke down, check it out. Once it breaks down, what does this candle right here becomes? That's a change in the state of delivery, which means price shifts. It starts to want to go lower. What does this candle right here become? Anybody in chat? Anybody know? Come on now. Anybody? Go out to the 4 hour. Yep. Shout out to you. Inversion fair value gap. Inversion fair value gap, Lawrence. So what I'm looking at is, check it out. There's several things I can highlight. I can highlight this inversion. 1 second. Let me zoom out right quick. Zoom out. This might not be done, y'all. This might not be done going higher. So as I zoom out to a higher time frame, we take out the all-time high. We retrace down on the 4 hour. As we trace down into the 4 hour, these two down closed candles, what does that become right there? What is those two down closed candles right there? And right now they're just holding price. See these two down closed candles? That becomes a bullish order block. See that? Trade down to it, tap it, rally up. Now you either can use the SIBI, or matter of fact, let's use this wick right here. You see this wick? I'm gonna highlight that wick. Cause now it's kind of damn near 50-50. I think it want to come down lower. Let me zoom out right quick. Let's go out to the weekly. I need to see how the new weekly candle opens for more information. Let's go out to the daily. All right, on the daily time frame for Bitcoin, there is a BISI right there. You see that? Buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. You want to highlight that right there. BISI. There's also one beneath it. Also this wick. Also look at this wick right here on the daily. So I'm gonna highlight this daily wick right there. So that's a ghost pool, and you can see where we're currently at. We're right above the midway point of this wick right here. So if we break down and price wants to sell off for Bitcoin, it's going to want to refer to these levels right here. You see that? But in the meantime, we're currently inside of this wick, this ghost pool after taking out previous all-time high. Let's go down to the 4 hour again. You can see our price after taking out the all-time high today at 12 o'clock noon, it retraces down, and now we're just hanging out inside of this daily ghost pool right here. And it's giving as if it wants to be bearish. So what I'm gonna highlight is, so you see these two wicks right here? You can use both of them, but I'm gonna refer to, let's say, this one right here. That ghost pool right here on this candle right here. We're retracing up into this wick. You can see us working it, plus the daily. Don't forget the daily. The higher time frame has more influence over price. We're trading at the midway point. Let's see if they want to. Let's go down to a lower time frame, 1 hour. On the 1 hour, you see us break down. You see us break down. As we break down, this up close candle becomes a bearish order block. It becomes a bearish order block. Right there. We want to highlight the midway point. So let me see. I'm just going to roughly look at it. Midway point. All right, we're trading above it right now. Also, you can include this order block as well. This is a propulsion block. This is a order block. So just combining different things. If we rally up even higher, there's this order block as well. So I need to see how we close the week. We got 11. We only got a few more hours, but less than an hour left. So I need to see how that weekly candle closes for to get more intel on what Bitcoin wants to do, because it's looking like it can go either way. It's 50-50 right now, either going up, back up, or high, lower. So I need a little bit more intel. I'm not gonna go down to lower time frames. So on the daily, we got an hour and 10 minutes left. So pretty much what I'm looking for is I want to see this candle close and I want to see the next candle open. All right. And then you're going to have to include this wick right here for Bitcoin. You're going to have to measure that. You're going to have to get your quadrants, because we can trade up into those levels and reject them or trade through them. So they're holding Bitcoin right now. All right. It's just holding, and it's pretty much flip a coin. It's going to come down. It's going to go higher. So we got to submit to the market makers. We got to submit to the market makers. So that's Bitcoin. Not gonna hold y'all too much longer. Let's come back to gold. As you can see, gold breaking out. It's not slowing down. The last time I seen a discount in gold was during the the holidays of last year. So that was the last time I seen them offer a discount. Was during holiday season last year. So for example, right here, you see these two down close candles. This was in November and December 2024. And I got recorded live videos telling y'all on this, y'all that watch me. And if you're new, just go back, because all my videos are time dated and stamped. I remember highlighting to the chat that this was your opportunity to accumulate gold. And when it retraced down, it dropped down to 2,500. So you could have got gold last holiday, November, December, roughly around $2,500. And we have not been back ever since. After the holidays, January 1st, took off again. Here we are. And it looks like the more volume is coming in, and they're going to continue to push it higher and higher as they destroy the entire financial system and do whatever they choose to do with it. They're going to pump these assets up, the real tier one assets, which is gold, precious metals, whatnot. This is the only thing considered money by central banks. All right. Central banks consider this the real sound money. It's not the paper money that you're going to work for. It's not the paper money that we're slaving for, paying bills for, paying mortgages, paying debt, etc. Buying food. That's just monopoly money. The real money is gold and silver, according to the central banks. All right. So they're quietly pushing this higher. You don't hear no news. You don't hear nothing about gold. It's real unless you follow gold, but you're not hearing shit about gold. They're not trying to make too much noise about this asset right here. You already see what I got on my neck. You know what I'm saying? Come and get it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got. A little gold necklace. You know what I'm saying? Real gold. But other than that, that's all I can afford right now. That's all I can afford right now, because gold is sitting at $3,800, almost $3,900. Gold this week is going to break $3,900. And then also, I told y'all by the end of the year, I said gold is going to be about $5,000. All right. Gold is going to touch about $5,000. So, yeah, man. I tried my best to sound the alarm. I ain't got enough followers and subscribers, but I was telling people, get the goddamn gold. And guess what? As they push gold higher, they're suppressing crypto, because one of my goals was to, take profits from crypto and allocate it to precious metals. But they're suppressing the crypto market. And I think they know this. These people are 10 steps ahead or 100 steps ahead. They know people are going to want to take profits in crypto and allocate it to precious metals. So in the meantime, as they suppress the rest of the markets, they're driving gold and silver up higher and higher and higher. So that's just going to force us to have to get it at a premium, a higher price. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you become a crypto millionaire, then you're probably going to have to just buy a $10,000 ounce gold. You know what I'm saying? By the time you get rich, well, you're just going to have to settle for the new price. And then you're going to look back and be like, damn, that shit was at 2,500. Damn, that shit was at 1,200 prior to the pandemic. What was it in 2020? Man, that shit was at 1,500 in 2020. Price was at 1,600. And you're going to look back, like you even going to go back to 2015. Man, that shit was at $1,200. Well, once by the time y'all become crypto rich, you know what I'm saying? Gold is going to be sitting at about $10,000 an ounce, and you just going to have to settle for the new price. Yesterday's price ain't today's price. All right. So it is what it is. It is what it is. God damn it, I'll try to sound the alarm. I try to accumulate too myself, but that shit is expensive, bro. That shit is expensive. But let's look at silver. All right, silver. Doing similar shit. Now, I was heavily into silver. I think I got some silver somewhere around here. I was buying this silver right here. Let me pull up, I'll pull the silver up. I was buying some silver coins and bars and whatnot. I was buying it roughly around $19, all right? I was buying silver at about $19. Also, real money also has utility and use case, all right? Also has utility and use case. I was buying silver around $19, all right? And now today, silver, and I also got it documented. I said, hey, silver gonna break the all-time high by the end of the year. That's all documented on my channel, and that was months ago. And here it is, silver in the buy program. It's also algorithmic. It's not random. Nothing is random about price. This shit is also algorithmic, and it's reaching for the all-time high. We're going to break that in the fourth quarter. Y'all know that, right? We might get it sooner than that. Might just get it sooner than that, but we're going to break that all-time high. And once we break that all-time high, it's going to be above $50 per ounce. And I just see them doing the same thing like they did with gold with silver. Silver is going to keep grinding. Next thing you know, you're going to see silver at $150 an ounce. You're going to see it at $250. You're going to see it at $500. And you're going to be like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? You're going to be like, man, I could have got that at 19. For the longest, man, could you imagine the people that bought silver in the early 2000s? The late 90s and the early 2000s? When silver was at $4 an ounce, $5 an ounce, $6. At some point, the economic system had to break. We just kicked the can down the road and we sat back and didn't accumulate real assets. It was lack of education. They kept us dumbed down. They kept us buying materialistic shit that don't have value. And we sat back and let gold and silver run away from us. You people had money, especially y'all that grew up, was adults in the 90s and the early 2000s. A lot of y'all let gold and silver run away from y'all. And here it is, in desperate times, you need that gold, you need that silver. At that point, shouldn't we just focus on crypto rich then though? No, man. What you mean just focus red pill? No. Are you crazy? You got to study what the central banks are doing. The crypto shit is just for control. I hope you know that, right? It's all a system control. Yes, you might profit from it, but you're still going to be under unless you're going to live off grid, that's going to be hard to do. You're still going to be under a digital ID system, a tracking system, a blockchain system. That's what you're betting on, trying to get rich. But even when you get rich, you're still going to be underneath that system. And that's cool as long as you're not breaking laws and you just abide and win in Rome. That's what I like to say. When in Rome, you do as the Romans do. So whenever you're in Rome, you just, Neo in the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? You got to be Neo in the Matrix. You got to sift through the system. All right. But the real money is the precious metals, all right? The precious metals. Real money is the land. Real money is resources like businesses. Do you have a fucking mine somewhere? Do you have a gold mine? Do you have a water well? All right, that's where the real resource. Do you have oil? You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got real resource, do you got can you produce machinery? That's where the real wealth is, okay? Because other than that, we just playing this blockchain game. Y'all got to accept the reality that it's an enslavement system and we betting on it. All right. We betting on it and we trying to get profit from it. So other than that, y'all know what y'all signed up for. You know what you signed up for. So don't be scared now. Don't get scared now. Yeah, you get priced out. You're going to get priced out of everything, but everything is going to price you out. But don't get scared now. You sign up for this. All right. As long as you got morals and integrity and you plan to live righteous, you doing it for the better good, not for yourself, but for your family, all right? Because people gonna need you. People gonna depend on y'all, okay? Now you can't help everybody, but people are definitely gonna depend on y'all, and that's what you gotta have. That's what you gotta live by. As long as you got the right morals and the right mindset, and you trying to do good in life, all right? This shit is gonna consume a lot of people. A lot of people gonna get rich and get, a lot of people gonna get rich and taken out. You know what I'm saying? People gonna get rich and taken out because they were just making bad decisions, whether that's financially or just immorally decisions. All right. Yeah, man, that digital ID shit, man. Like a lot of people don't know about that digital ID. I ain't gonna speak too much on it because it's controversy and this is YouTube. But yeah, man, digital ID. You know what I'm saying? That's coming. That's coming. You might as well just accept it. You know why? Because there's like you just said it. There's not enough people that know about it. So if the masses don't know about it, then it's going to happen. It takes a mass awakening for people to stop it. And look around. I mean, that shit ain't happening no time soon. People are stuck where they stuck at. And I decided a long time ago that I come to grips with that a long time ago, that you cannot change nothing about that. All you can do is control your reality and your existence and the people around you. That's all you can control. And live this shit to the fullest. Enjoy this life and stop worrying about conspiracies and all. It's like the whole world is a conspiracy. All you can do is control what you control. Make sure you're happy. Make sure you're living your life. All right. Live it to the fullest. Live it with morals and righteousness, etc. Stop trying to control everything. Everything is left to God at the end of the day. These people that's trying to do the digital ID and get a system of control, they're limited in their powers as well. I mean, everything eventually collapsed. Like could you imagine when Hitler was rising through the ranks and he took over Eastern Europe? And don't be offended anybody that is offended by Hitler. You know what I'm saying? Could you imagine when he took over that in some people's minds that probably was going to last forever, and it's going to be the end of the world. But eventually that time period passed by and nothing, we living in a whole different world now. So nothing lasts forever. I'm going to say that. Nothing lasts forever, right? Nothing is going to last forever. A lot of this shit you probably won't even live to see, all right? So I plan on living a long time, but a lot of this shit, you know what I'm saying? Like 200, 300 years from now, it is what it is. Like I'm trying to live now. So if I got to invest in some shit right now so I can enjoy life and enjoy my family and my freedom, that's what the hell I'm going to do. All right. Stop being the victim. Stop thinking like a middle class person or not a middle class person, but a low income person. You got to come out your box. You got to come out your shell. That's why I'm over here teaching y'all this skill set. Most people that I try to talk about this, they scared to do it. They say it's not real. They say you can't make money with this. That's because they scared. They got fear. In the back of their mind, they got fear. All right. So it is what it is. You got to step out the box. Any other questions before I get up out of here, man? I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer. I just stopping by, trying to tap in with y'all. We all have to be accountable. Yeah, man. We all got to be accountable. Got to be accountable. Everybody's born with good and evil. I hope y'all know that, right? Everybody got good and evil in them. So that's what the world is made out of, good and evil on all aspects of life, as above, so below. But yeah, silver, going to tap that all-time high. As far as XRP, y'all be looking out. Here in less than an hour, the new week will begin. I want to say I'm going to have a bullish bias for the week. That can change here in less than an hour. I just need to see how we open up. I'm not going to be here for that because I got some stuff to do. But right now we're just retracing, hanging out at discount. Well, we're in between a premium and discount, and we're waiting for the new weekly counter to open. The month of October, let's see. Yeah, the month of October, I'm going to say I'm bullish for the month of October, all right? I'm bullish on the month of October. I actually want to see this breakout begin before November. But if it doesn't, they're just going to drop it back down one more time or a few more times the discount. Definitely not bearish at all. Very bullish on XRP, very bullish on crypto, bullish on the stock market. The dollar, I'm bearish. So whenever the dollar goes down, which right now everything is being distorted because of the government shutdown. Boom. Oh, y'all check that out. Y'all in the Discord. Look how the dollar gapped open. Y'all in the Discord. Look how the dollar just gapped open. So the market just opened for the Forex market. So currencies are currently trading and the dollar has just gapped open. So we might see a sell-off. So since the dollar is opening up like that, we might see a sharp sell-off. Let me see. Daily. Damn. And oh yeah, everything is decoupled right now as well. So when I say decoupled, normally when the dollar sells off, stocks rally, crypto rallies, but that ain't the case right now because of government shutdown, because of other things. So this is the NASDAQ right now, and the NASDAQ already out the gate going higher. Now we normally should, whenever the dollar goes lower, the NASDAQ should go higher, but the dollar is going higher, and so is the NASDAQ right now. So we just opened up the market, and the NASDAQ is already rallying higher. So don't feel the need to chase that. Just let it happen. Other than that, man, I'm gonna tap in with y'all in the Discord. We all have the accountable. Okay. All right. Before y'all leave, man, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel if y'all haven't done so already. I appreciate y'all joining. I will tap back in with y'all soon. Make sure y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Y'all stay confident. Stay vigilant. All right. Shit is getting crazy out here. Don't panic. Stay motivated, exercise, stay healthy, drink your water, all right? Make sure y'all doing good things, healthy things every day so y'all can sit here and get through this, all right? I'll check y'all on the next time. God bless.